G'day, I'm Dan Raff. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the fabled Willow Springs in California for Season 1, Round 7 of the 2021 Nations Cup. And in pole position we have the aptly named Fred Willows, Nindo87NZ in P2, Fly Balding in P3, Oots in P4, Renegade 4701 in P5, and Freakster in P6, Unknown Alien in P7, Fathead in P8, and Harmonic in P9. And then in P10 we have Philip Mufflewump, Yarrowsmith in P11, King Mel in P12, IP Almonds in P13, Cliff in P14, and there's Jimmy in P15 in an awesome Tron inspired livery, and Frosty Top in P16. And you find me all the way back in P17, so let's take a look at my disastrous qualifying lap. So really if you can call it my best lap in qualifying was the first flying lap, and straight away I get stuck behind Macaulay Falcon, who's very slow around this track. I get some contact there, that slows me right down. And I did stay in the pits for a good long time, trying to get the field out in front of me so I'd have time. But yeah, and this track is the scourge of my existence, and I hate it so much. You make a single mistake, a tiny little mistake, you so much as breathe on the sand and you fly off, especially on the last turn. And if you fly off this track, you don't stop. Your car will sail all the way to Oxnard.
And we're not talking Oxnard at the beach. No, we're talking Oxnard in the onion fields.
In fact, I'm about to take a trip to Oxnard myself as we come around this last turn, and I get unsettled and off I go. And yeah, that's as good as she got. That's as good as I could do, really. So Macaulay Falcon ends up in P18 on the grid to round us out, and we get ready for a grid start here at Willow Springs. We have 23 laps. We are on the sports medium and sports soft tyres because it wasn't a challenge. It wasn't enough of a challenge to put this car on this track. No, we can't even use proper racing tyres. Both compounds are required, so I will be making a stop about halfway through the race. And we got off the line pretty cleanly, and I end up actually winning a drag race against Jimmy. I mean, it's the very beginning of the race, but I'll take it. So around T1 up to the rabbit's ear, and I get some contact on Cliff as James comes right through on the inside. I cop a 1 second penalty, James cops a 2 second penalty, make that 3 second penalty coming into Omega. And so the gains I made in the first few seconds of the race are lost as I go down to P16. But I get a move on Frosty Top. Not that will stick because I do have a penalty to serve, as looks like Renegade had gone off to the side there, so serving the penalty, and that allows Frosty Top to get past me again. And Macaulay Falcon coming up quick on my rear, but doesn't have enough momentum to carry him through as Jimmy gets very loose into the entrance of the last turn. and Cliff gets sent into the pits after he comes off. I don't think he really meant to pit there, but you know, that's the other thing about this track. You go off at the wrong moment and you will sail into the pits, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing you can do to stop it at all. So around the rabbits here on lap 2, and I'm back up into P12, and King Mel goes off, and that gets me up into P11, but I almost lose it up into the Omega, and I managed to hold on for now. And now I'm just trying to catch up with the pack ahead. Heading down towards the sweeper. And everyone gets loose. I think that was Harmonic there, and then it's me, and I almost end up pitting and don't, but yep, P10. I mean, just what it says about this track, having a terrible last turn and I still gain a position, my god. And around towards the rabbits here for lap 3, and as I come around the rabbits here, I go too wide, and my car decides to try for a land speed record. End up in the catch fence, and just, this is the story of this track, really. This is every single race at this track. And that puts me all the way down, all the way back down to P16 behind Renegade, as we come up into the Omega. So forward towards the end of that lap, and Renegade gets loose. I get past him. Cliff, also quite slow on the straight, so and Philip has also had a bit of trouble, so I get past him. We're sort of side by side, and I do get through ahead of Cliff up into the rabbits here. So further on, and someone's off somewhere. Hang on. You know, I don't know what's happening. We're all over the place here. I managed to hold it together through the Amiga to keep a hold of P11 for now, and yeah, flash forward now to the end of that lap, and I come off again. And I do recover, but that lets Philip get past me. So back down into P12 at the start of lap 5. And Macaulay Falcon ahead in P10 is running very slowly, and then he just pops out of existence. He's quit the race, and so we come around the rabbits here on lap 9 now, and we lap Jimmy, and now towards the end of lap 9 there's a yellow flag out as everyone just gets loose, and it looks like Oots has had a bad time, and then that sets Freakster off. And as I come around here, and Oots decides he, and I don't know whether there was contact there or I just took a bad line, but that puts me off, and my car tries to fly. I honestly, I don't understand this combination of car and track. I don't get it at all. Frosty Top in the pit. Philip, again, trouble on the straight, but that puts me back up into P9 at the start of lap 11. And at the end of this lap, I'll be coming into the pits to get off the sports medium tyres and onto the sports soft. as Oots is off again at the rabbits here, so up into P8. So around the final turn, to the main straight, and I'll come off into the pits to get off the racing medium tyres, sorry, the sports medium tyres. So they'll come off, and on will go a set of sports soft, and out of the pits in P9. And I mean, I can't help but think maybe this race would have worked better if they'd given us racing tyres. I honestly, the sports tyres are just useless, absolutely useless. You know, on a track with no grip, with infinite runoffs with no grip, they give us tyres with no grip. And this is Willow Springs, so you can't have anything nice. So that happens. And that lets Oots get past me. And drops me back into P10. But we'll flash forward now to the beginning of lap 13, which was my fastest lap, as Oots has gone off again. And this was really about the only lap I managed to hold it together. Yeah, I'm just at a loss to describe this race and this track in this combination. I mean, what were they smoking when they thought this up? But yeah, of all the tracks in this game, this is the only racetrack I genuinely hate. You know, I mean, I've talked trash about other tracks in the past, but you know, as Fly Balding goes off and puts us up into 8th. But you know, okay, Fuji I don't like, but you know, I've had okay races at Fuji. Tokyo Expressway I don't like, but I've had okay races there. I've never had anything close to an okay race at this garbage dump. Every single time I race here, it's bad. And yeah. So in P7 by the end of that lap. And another driver has also quit, down to 16 in the field. And starting lap 15, I've caught up with Yarrowsmith in P6. Come up around the Omega, we are about to lap Fathead in P15, which we do, and he immediately flies off the track and that's the story. And so around again lap 16, I get the move done on Yarrowsmith up to the Omega. You know, he's at the post-game chat, he said, oh, you know, nice move, and I thought I'd done him a dirty, but he didn't see it that way. But this is Willow Springs, you can't keep anything nice. And I go off and have a massive wipeout on the main straight. Across the line for the start of P17, drop back down into P7, make that P8 as Phillip gets past. We head around the rabbits here up towards the top of the course at the Omega. I do get past him, get a bit onto the sand there, but I do get passed back up into P7, but you know, we wouldn't be racing at Willow Springs if that didn't happen. So up into lap 19 now, and I've seen the Fred Willows, the race leader, has lapped me. So I slowed down to let him pass, and I've never been so happy to be lapped in a race in my life, because it means I don't have to do the full 23 laps. As I have another wipeout at the last turn, and just, this is, you know, I mean, it was the tiniest little touch of the sand that caused that, the tiniest little touch on the sand. So we lap Jimmy again as we come up to the start of of lap 22, which turns out to be the final lap of the race for us. And this was the most infuriating and frustrating race this year. You know, it just went from bad to worse constantly. You know, it was one step forward, two steps back, and yeah. But all that being said, with all of the wipeouts and with everything that went wrong right from the very start, right from even from qualifying, a very surprising result, you know, to starting P17 on the grid and to work my way up eventually up to P8. You know, it's not a terrible result for a race like this, and you know, it's kind of funny. I wasn't too keen on racing at Willow Springs to begin with, but you know, now that the race is over, I never want to see the bloody place again as long as I live. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, you're an absolute sadist, but leave a like anyway, it really helps the channel out against the algorithm overlord. And comment below to let me know how you did in the race, or just to say hi. Next on the calendar, it's round 7 of the 2021 Manufacturers Series Season 1. We're at the Nürburgring for a Group 3 race on the Nürburgring 24-hour track, and after that, the next round of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup is also at the Nürburgring. So I may actually put those races together in a single video, depending on how they go, and whether I think it's worth putting a Nürburgring special together. Otherwise, I'll just do a separate video for each race as per normal. But do make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of the action either way. I'm Dan Raff, and I'll see you at the next race.